Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Sorry about that. Okay, so these are the two types of storages. Now, in this EC2, what we are trying to create.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you. So,
Yeah,
hello. Yeah,
yeah,
I have chosen one EC2 machine, so I am running one application in that. And if I take an instance storage, if I stop that server, every
yeah,
data I will lose every data. If I use EBS, the data will get remain, right?
yeah.
That's what you're telling.
Correct,
Okay.
correct, correct.
Oh,
Right. Okay, so then what is the reason that we should go for an instance store? The reason is simple. You will get better performance. Okay, when you procure the instance store. Okay, uh, so for performance benefits, still you can use instant store because they are directly attached disk and these are very fast compared to NAS storage. But NAS storage also there are various types of performances you can get. I will show you that. But instant store, that is one advantage of performance. Okay. Then for very high end servers, you can go ahead with instant storage. Fine. Let us. So this is the storage. This is my root disk, which is 8 GB. And what type of storage it is? It is a EBS storage. Okay. So it is a EBS storage. And so here, if you see this is my performance. So what is this IOPS? That is input output operations per second, and that will vary between 100 to 3000 IOPS. Okay. So this is again the type of disk. Now EBS is elastic block storage. So that is the type of interface I am using. But in that, what are the actual disks? So it could be general purpose solid state drive, it could be magnetic, or it could be provisioned IOPS. So provisioned IOPS will give you very high performance, and in this case, I can put the IOPS figure. Okay, so currently the limit will be around. I'll have to check the latest limit, but I think you can go up to more than 16,000 IOPS. I think it is around 30,000 IOPS you can go. So naturally, this will come at a cost. Okay. So if you want to have a performance benefit, you can go ahead with provisioned IOPS. If you're going ahead with normal kind of performance, then you can go ahead with general purpose IOPS. Fine. Now there is an option here which is delete on termination. So when I discuss terminate option, I said that there is an option to keep the storage. So this will happen only in case of EBS storage. If it is a ephemeral storage, anyway it will be lost even if you stop it, right? So terminate is a different thing altogether. But even if you stop it, you are going to lose data, right? So this option is only available for EBS. You can also encrypt your the block storage if you have the key. So you can create a key, and with the help of the it will be a symmetric key encryption that will be used, and with the help of that key you can encrypt the data at a raw level. Okay, so these are the facilities which are available to you on the storage side. uh, Next, I'm going to name this server. So this is called as tagging. Now this is actually the key value pair, and I'm going to put the key as name, which is NAME with N capital, and I will give my name. Okay, so this is my name, and now this is my security group. So security group, what is the role of a security group? Security group is like a firewall, external firewall, in which I can put some ports so that the traffic from to these ports will be allowed. So currently, I'm taking this Amazon AMI, so it already knows that it is a Linux server, so it has enabled SSH. Okay. Now, how this looks in the diagram. So this is my EC2 instance here, and this is my security group. So this is the rule SSH, and when from my laptop I want to connect it, so this SSH traffic will be allowed, and it will be reaching this EC2 instance. Now what I want to do, I want to allow HTTP also. HTTP. I want to set up the Linux server, sorry, the HTTP server. I want to set up a small home page on this EC2 instance. So I'm going to enable HTTP as well. So let me try and do that. So I'll add another rule. I will say HTTP, and I'm saying this is basically, if I say anywhere, from anywhere I can connect. Okay. This is kind of a firewall, external firewall. Now I will say review. Will give me all the settings what I have done. I have selected T2 micro, and then these are the ports, etc. And now I want to launch it. So when I launch it, I need to create what is called as a key pair. So let me just create a key pair, and I will say, I'll just name it as August 10, today's date. This will have two parts. One is the public key and the other is the private key. So public key will get embedded into the server, and private key I will be able to download. So let me just download this. So I'll just keep it here. And let me launch it. So let's view it. Okay, so this is now creating a server. So I'm in North Virginia region. I'm in US East 1B. Just give me a couple of minutes till this comes up. I will be back in a couple of minutes. Now I want to connect to this server. Okay, so what I need is this is my public IP, and I will be connecting to this using PuTTY. So, but the one particular thing you need to keep in mind, the key type extension is .pem, and .pem is not understood by PuTTY. So I need a PuTTY gen. So let me convert this key. So I will just run PuTTY gen and convert that key to .ppk file. So to do that, what I'm going to do, I will just load it. and let me just, so this is my file. There is the .pm file. Open it, and then I will save it. Say, this is my private key. This is not my public key. So I will save it as private key. And now I will give, I can give any name here. I will give the name, same name, but it will be stored as .ppk file. Okay. So save it.
Srikanth,
And that's it. So put it, yeah.
am I audible? Yeah. So you are saying that
Yeah.
PPK file, right, for your server. So can we use the same PPK
Correct.
file for other server as well?
Other server in the sense?
So let's
You mean
keep it.
if you use the same, yeah.
So if I'm
So
going to
when you
create a
create
same,
another server,
yeah, EC2 instance.
yeah,
So will I be able to log in it
yeah.
through your PPK file?
No, you need to have this private key with you. Then you will be able to log.
Okay, but in our environment, actually, we have, I mean, we are using a same key for multiple servers. So
No. The thing is, if
You can
you
do that.
are,
No.
yeah,
yeah,
So what I'm saying is you should have a key. So all your users are having the key, then they can log in. That's not a problem.
yeah. Say
like
like if
whenever
you
you're
want to,
creating that server, sorry
yeah,
to
if you
interrupt you.
want to,
While
so
creating,
yeah, go ahead.
no. See,
So
there are two
whenever you're
parts.
creating,
Yeah, there are two parts
okay,
to the key. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you create a server, there is an option of using existing key. If you use that,
Mm.
and if you already have the private key part with you, you can log in. It's not
Mm-hmm.
necessary
Oh,
that
okay.
you should create always a new key. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Because the
So
server
now
which we are
putting,
going to create it, but
huh,
our whole
huh,
team will be using it, right? So in that case, how we will be
correct.
able to log in?
Yeah. Right. So
If
you
you have,
create it with the
yeah.
same key and share the keys with all the users.
Oh, okay. That's why I asked, like, can we have a I mean, common key? Those
Yeah,
who are
you can.
having that key
So it's a
can,
key,
yeah.
and yeah,
Mm,
you can do that.
mm, okay. I mean,
So
how
let me
to do
just,
that,
yeah.
Srikanth?
Now, when you create an instance, now I will show you that. Let me complete this
Yeah.
exercise. Then I will show you.
Okay. Sure. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So now this is my running instance. Now let me grab the, so I will explain all these fields afterwards. First, let me just go ahead and log in into this. So I'll be using Putty now. Okay. And then I need to give the PPK key here. So to do that is basically in the SSH and under auth, I will give the key system and open. So it's a first time login warning. Let me just change the color setting here. Use it as, and this will be visible. Okay, now the default user here is EC2-user. Okay. So where this is coming from? This is coming from that standard AMI, what you used, Amazon Linux AMI. Okay. So now I am able to log in into this server with the help of this public IP. Okay. Can I communicate outside? I'm able to log in. Let me just check if I can be Google. I can. So traffic is going out also. Now, next thing, what I want to do, I want to install HTTP server on this. So I will say sudo yum. Those who are not aware about Linux, sudo will give you basically root privileges. Yum is a command to install the packages, and httpd is the package name for the Apache server. Okay, so httpd, and I will install it.
Actually, in some time, sorry to interrupt. In some time, we are giving install -y. What is the use of that -y flag?
Y flag will not ask you for a question, yes or no. It will take it Y as
Oh,
default.
okay, sure, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so this I have done. Now I have installed it. Now let me go to a directory where www html, and now I want to create one sample homepage. So for that I need privileges. I can use sudo. Those who are not aware about vi, I will use nano index.html, and I will say welcome to my website on AWS. And to come out, it is Control X, and I'll say save index.html. Now,
That
once this
shouldn't
is
be in
done,
HTML.
yeah, HTML,
It
where
shouldn't be
www
HTML.
HTML is a folder. Huh?
Okay. Now the content of the file is not into the HTML tag, so that's what I'm trying to say.
No, it is just a text. Just to simplify that,
Okay.
if you are want to do it, you can do it in HTML. So this is just for demo purpose. And now,
Okay.
what I need to do, I need to start the service. So sudo service httpd start. Sorry, httpd. Now this service is started. Now let me just check whether I am able to access this server. Okay, so I am getting the home page. Now this is my real public IP, and I am able to reach this home page because I have put the proper rules in my security group, which is HTTP is allowed, SSH is allowed, right? So this is how you can create your server and configure it. So this is basically a hands-on exercise number one. Now, what you need to do is you need to complete this exercise. So for that, base machines have been provisioned. Now, can you go to the log? Can you log in onto the portal L&D team? Sorry, L&D cloud. You are registered on the link. Go to the same link, log in, and you should be able to see one server there. So just RDP to it, and you should see Putty and PuttyGen already installed, and just check from there whether you are able to access AWS website.
No,
Srikanth, on the
like
L&D.
when we go to L&D cloud, we could be able to see that white screen and 3 sessions. On top of that, we are able to see the cloud lab. Once we click the cloud lab, we could see 3 RDPs. One is master and 2 other nodes. Which one we need to select?
Okay, one second. Yeah, one second. Vinay, are you there on the call?
That all are virtual machines only. You can use any one. Like one is Windows, one is
Just
maybe Linux.
try one of them. No, there should be only one machine.
No, that I
It is a
used
Windows
master. I
machine.
use Windows. I
So
use master machine.
Master, are you
Master.
able to? Fine.
Yeah,
Just
able
go
to
ahead.
log in.
Fine.
sir, I'm asking Vinay
I
if
think
he
you should have
joined.
received
There
a
is any
mail.
help. Sorry for
It
the
should be
interruption,
working.
sir. So can I
Yeah.
ask Vinay to join, sir, just to help out if somebody have some problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Please.
Yeah. Can we get credentials?
Yeah, that should be in the mail. The
No.
login, no?
Not that credentials. No,
Windows.
AWS credentials we are asking.
That I will give you. Just check the basic connectivity.
Yeah, we take
Then
it.
I will give
I'm unable to
you, right?
connect. I'm able to
Okay.
connect.
Fine. So I will give you the link to log in to AWS. So there are how many 20 participants, right? So I have created the user student 1 to student 20. I'm just pasting this link here. Okay, so once you click this link, you will see a I am user. So don't change the first field, that is my account number. After that, there will be a I am user. Now I have created user student 1 to student 20. So let me allocate, since we don't have the Google Sheet, I will have to allocate to you. So Ashish will be student 1, Abhishek Jain will be student 2,
Actually, sorry to
Anand.
interrupt you. We are unable to open this link, whatever you shared.
No, you will have to open it from the remote machine.
Yeah, that we cannot copy from there itself. Actually, that is what I'm asking. We cannot copy from here to there. We have to type it. Maybe we will get some errors.
Yeah, you can type aws.amazon.com.
No, not that. The link which I have sent you, you need to have that link.
Yeah, I think we can copy and paste.
Yeah, you should be able to.
So we need to open the browser of that cloud machine, and then we are able to do it.
Okay. So I'll just give you the. So are you able to see the participants? So Ashish will be student 1. Ashish will be student 1.
Srikanth.
Yeah.
Hello.
Who is this? Yeah.
Srikanth Vinay
Who
from
is this?
Islam People.
Vinay.
Srikanth Vinay
So
from.
anybody? Yeah. So anybody? Okay, I think yeah. So yeah, one good suggestion here is Google Sheet. I have sent you the link. I will send it again. So what we can do, we can use the Google Sheet there on the remote machine. So that will become very easy for me. Okay. So once again, I will share the link with you.
Yeah, that is working on the remote machine, Srikanth. You can
Yeah. Correct.
type it.
So I will just put the login IDs there and I will share. So kindly update the sheet with him. So this is the Google Sheet. I'll send the link again. Okay, so I'll just mark it here. Student 1. Yeah, so I think you have the link. If you don't have, I will share it again. Yeah, just use this and put your names so that you will get the login ID.
Yeah, okay, Srikanth.
We are supposed to use which user ID?
He will
Student
mention the
1,
names.
1, 2. Yeah, it is there. Student 1, 2, 3, like that. So wherever you put the name, you take that user ID. Okay. And the
Srikanth, I
password
am
for
not
that,
able to copy this link. Srikanth,
can anybody help him? Others are able to do it. Copy the link, na?
I'm not able to paste into that VM.
Me as well. I'm unable to paste this link in VM.
Yes,
How many people are facing this issue?
I can't do it either.
Me too facing the issue.
Cannot paste it. Copy paste is disabled as per feasibility policy. This is, so how do you do it? Yeah. So they'll have to type it. Copy paste is also not allowed. And last time we did it. No?
No, internally it's possible. If to my laptop it's possible, but it's not possible to that VM. There is no connectivity maybe.
Okay, so I will do one thing.
Actually, I copied and pasted in the VM. It is working.
Like kindly do one thing. Actually, can you please share the link on that VM, whatever it's there,
Yeah,
share that. Share there.
yeah. I'll
So
share the
I'll
link.
just put this way. So I have customized it so that you can type it easily. HTTPS srikanth123.signin.aws.com/console.
Okay, then it's fine. Then.
So that you can easily do it.
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan and grow your skills immensely.
Session in screen. Yeah, so once you password is student123 for everyone.
Okay.
Kindly update the Google Sheet.
That's the password you said, student123.
Student123. Just log in and check if you are able to see the console.
What is the username we have to give?
Whatever is mentioned in this Google Sheet.
Okay.
So password is student123. That's correct.
Yeah, student123.
Okay.
Let me know if you are able to log in.
Affinity laptop. So how you guys are updating?
Yeah, we can log in.
What we have to give?
User ID is your name appearing here. Plus, you need to update this Google Sheet.
Actually, I'm unable to open the Google Sheet.
No.
Because we are not
remote machine.
unable, we are not able to update it.
Come again?
Actually, we are not able to update that particular feed.
I think you can update from RDP.
From RDP you do it. Use the remote machine for everything.
We are not able to copy that from chat to remote desktop, this link.
No, just type it. Here copy paste is disabled. So I have made it simple. Srikanth123.signin.aws.amazon.com/console.
Yeah, that I have opened, Srikanth. We are telling that Google Sheet link.
We need for Google Sheet,
Google Sheet,
customize that.
No. Go from chat window to this.
No, I think they are trying it in Office laptop. So they will not be able to access the Google Sheet in our Office laptop.
Correct.
No, that is what I'm saying.
Otherwise, we can.
No, they are
Can you
unable to
please-
copy the link.
Can you please change the link as customize the link like a small one?
Change.
Editor.
Change it. No, that is not.
Or otherwise, we can tell directly. You can update someone. Update.
Yeah, we can update. Just type your name in the chat box. Update your name in the.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, one of you can update just the names.
I'll update for Madhu.
Yeah.
Madhu, I updated student 13 for you.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Yeah, Arun, I'll update student 15 for you.
Naina, can you update for Meena?
Yeah, I have updated student 16 for Meena. Mohan, I have updated student 17 for you.
Okay, thank you.
So just check the connectivity first.
Yeah, Shikil, I will update student 18 for you.
So there are 20, I guess.
Only 18 we have completed, Srikanth. Anybody else need it?
Anybody else remaining?
Yeah, Selva Kumar, I am still pending.
Yeah, I'll update student 19 for you, Selva.
Yeah, thanks.
Ratish, I'll update student 20 for you.
What is the password you're using to log in?
Password is student 123.
123.
Just check. And first check on the remote machine, do you have Putty or Putty and Puttygen installed? If it is not there, you will have to download it. I'll give you on site. If it is not downloaded, just check if it is downloaded already.
It is not there. It is not there, Srikanth, for my PP. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just give you that link here. So go to Google.
Okay.
Just say Putty download. And there will be one site. Don't go to putty.org. Go to this second site, cheer.green.org.uk, and you can just click there, and then you will see. Just scroll down. There is a putty.executable.exe. Download this 64-bit. I think your Windows are 64-bit. Just scroll down, and then there is a Puttygen exe 64-bit. This is the site.
Yeah, I have downloaded both the Puttigen and the Putty.
Yeah, hi, sorry, I was stuck in first step itself. When I open Spring Boot people page and I click the Cloud Lab, I am seeing a page with connections as master and 2 nodes. After that, what I need to select?
Go to master. Go to master.
Okay. And
You'll
I
see
could
your
see
virtual machine.
Yes.
You just
So,
RDP to that. So everybody is able to access the console at least?
Yeah.
Not of mine.
Yes.
Okay. So you are able to, right? Now just download Puttigen.
Yeah, yeah. That is also.
And then now you need to go to. So the process is go to North Virginia region. Make sure you are in North Virginia region. Don't change. If you are logged in into Ohio or any other region, please make sure you are in the North Virginia. First thing is that. So on the right side, you should be in the North Virginia region. Then you go to.
Is that East North Virginia?
Yeah. So go there. Then you go to instances. Then launch it. And then the sales process. So don't change anything. Go by the give your key name, download the key, and you should be able to access it.
Okay.
So just use the first AMI. First AMI T2 micro. Don't change any settings here. General purpose T2 micro. On the config instance, don't change anything. Go by default. On the add storage, go by default. And the add tags, add a tag, put a key as name, any your name, so that you can identify your instance. Go to configure security groups, and then you configure it. SSH will be default there. Add a rule for HTTP. Make sure you add it for HTTP. Don't add it for HTTPS. And then go to review and give a key name. Download the key. So first you complete this part. Then I will tell you how to.
Under configure instance, Srikanth, it's asking for IAM role. Now, do we need to give anything on that?
No. Don't give anything. No.
Srikanth, I am not able to.
Displays a red box actually.
Console.
No, don't change anything there. Just by default.
Srikanth, are you able to hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, Srikanth, this is for you.
There are multiple people talking. So, yeah.
Srikanth, actually, I am not able to log in that console. Authentication fail I am getting.
What is that? No, from where you are logging?
Your authentication
The remote machine?
is incorrect. Please try again. Yeah, in remote machine, I opened AWS console.
Which user you are using?
Account ID is
Student?
Srikanth123. Student 13.
No.
Madhu.
The student 13.
Yeah.
Student 13, no? Password what you are giving?
Yes.
Student
123.
So what it is saying?
Yes.
Filling. Okay.
It is telling authentication information is incorrect.
No. When you log in, just don't change field. So there will be this Srikanth was a one there. Don't change that. You log in as a IAM user. IAM user student 13 and student 123 is the password.
No need to give account ID.
Yes.
Srikanth, do we need to change the security groups? Because in the
add a rule.
while launching it,
Create.
Ashok. Yeah.
What is the error?
The security group launch -wizard-2 already exists for VPC. That's what I'm getting.
So just change the name. Change the name. Since you are using the name is already used.
Okay.
Srikanth, after giving name in the tag, do we need to enter anything in the value?
Yeah, value you give your name. Key you need to give name, NAME in capital, value your name.
Okay.
So that you can identify your instance.
So while creating the protocol for the HTTP, it should be the port number should be the 000 only, right?
Yeah, from anywhere. Okay, so I see some instances coming up. So there is one instance, Veena. The second is without name. So kindly put your name in the tags.
Srikanth, can you please show the certificate instance 1 second?
Which one?
Certificate instance 1 second, please.
Those who have created, you have come again? So those who have created the instance with my key, August 10, they will not be able to log in because that is my key. You don't have the key on the laptop, your laptop. So those who have created with the existing key, please terminate the instance and create a new one with a new key. Okay, so I see a couple of them there. So this is fine. I think the last one somebody has Sikhil, you have used existing key. Don't do that. Create new key and download the key.
That is failing me actually. Even I am creating the new key.
Create a new key, give a name, and download it.
If are using remote desktop connection, what is the username we need to provide?
For remote desktop.
Yes.
Should be there in the email.
Yeah, I have given the email, but it was not working because I got the username as SP Training 18.
Okay.
But it was not going in. Is the computer name that is displaying in the Cloud Labs? It is displaying as a VLab Master 17. So is that correct, or am I looking wrong?
That should be correct. Vinay, are you there on the call?
So yeah, my computer name is VLab-Master 7017, and the username is SP-Training 18.
That I cannot see because.
So what is the security group we need to select? Actually, I'm getting error for the security group.
No, security group name you need to change.
Okay. Anything, right?
What is the error? Yeah, anything.
I get the security group launch wizard to already exist for VPC selected one.
No, that is what I'm saying. So you are actually using map. So the name has to be unique. Change the name.
Okay.
Could you please repeat the process of creating an instance?
Repeat the process.
Yes.
Of launching instance.
Yes.
Who is that? No, I'm not. See, there are the 6 servers. Shakil has terminated. I think he is creating with me. So I for benefit of all of you, I think you need to go to launch. Select this first AMI. Keep it T2 micro. No changes here. Configure instances, no changes. Add storage, no changes. Add tags, add a tag, name. Give a name here. Maybe Srikant 123, some your name. And don't put it as Srikant 123. Configure security group. You can change the name here. And SSH is already there. Add a rule HTTP. Go to HTTP. Make it custom is also fine, but it will be more specific. You put it as anywhere review. So it will summarize everything. Launch. Don't select existing key pair. Create a new key pair. Give a name. Download the key pair, and then you will see this highlighted launch. Click that. Go down, and then you will see a launch instance. Then the instance will appear there. Okay. So it's a very simple process.
Srikanth, if in case if we forgot to add the rule, if you want to add any new rule, how to edit it?
Yeah, you can add it. Yeah, you can edit it. So what you can do. So go to your instance and so I'll just show you. This is my instance. So scroll it up. So you will find a security group here. So just click that
Okay.
and just edit it.
So Srikanth, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
For that putty gen, right? Like, do we need to give any passphrase or something?
No passphrase. No passphrase is required.
Okay, so like a type of key also, like default we had to give, right? RSA and
Default.
And just generate it.
Just whatever is selected default. Don't generate. Load your PM key.
Yeah, I use.
And just save it as private key.
Yes. Okay, fine.
Yeah, that's it.
Srikanth, someone can you give me the domain name or the complete name of the computer we need to give for remote desktop connection?
Just give the public IP. So on the right side, you will see a public IP. Like here, don't give private IP. This is a public IP. Or this name also you can give. Public DNS name.
Okay, just a second. No, I'm still in the previous step. I'm not able to remote desktop at all.
Oh, okay. Let me pull in somebody.
Because I use the computer name as VLAN and username, but it is saying that it is not in the network.
Okay, I'll check with you. Just give me 1 minute.
Yeah, sure.
Problem of login is for only one person, right? What's your name? Hello.
You are asking Silva.
Silva. Okay.
And my computer name is VLAB-master 017.
017. Silva is not able to log in. Everybody else is able to log in. Okay, I will sort it out. I'm just trying to get in touch with Vinay, who can help you.
Yeah, okay.
Please enroll our general membership for $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.